सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। We are seeing chapter 6 of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavan, we have reached Shlokas 13, 14. I left off at Shloka number 14. In Shloka number 13, we saw this last week. Bhagavan Krishna in this particular shloka talks about the asana siddhi. And what Bhagavan is doing is explaining as asana siddhi over here is samam kaya shiro grivam dharayan achalam sthiraha samprekshya nasika gramsvam dishaschanavalokayan. Bhagavan is now starting the prakriya of meditation. We have revised in the beginning 2 shlokas of chapter 6. In shlokas number 1 and 2, Bhagavan summarizes the entire initial portion of Bhagavad Gita as the internal adjustments of our mind, so that the mind is indeed available for us. When we sit down for meditation, the mind is not running about hitter and thither, but the mind is focused. The mind energy can be channelized for higher, and all those things having explained in the preliminary stages as the preparation of mind, now Bhagavan takes on to explaining the actual process of meditation. Bhagavan says, samam kaya shiro grivam. The head, neck, and back has to be in a straight line. Dharayam achalam. Keep it erect and firm and not moving, unmoving. Sampreksha nasika gramsvam dishaschanavalokayan. And at the same time, Bhagavan says over here that sampreksha nasika gramsvam, having the gaze at the tip of the nose. This is, don't take it literally and look at the tip of the nose. It will give you a severe headache. What Bhagavan is saying is the attention of the mind is usually through the 2 eyes. It enters the eyes and embraces the world. But when eyes are closed, the body is held erect. Now the mind's attention is converging to a point, and it is converging to a point of none other than the higher thought process that we have invoked as none other than Om Absolute. Going towards the Om can be both Nirguna Brahman, and the Om can also be the same Saguna Brahman. If you initially meditation is a Saguna Upasana, meaning we sit down and we invoke in the seat of meditation our Lord Rama, Bhagavan Shivji, Devi, whichever be the Upasya Devata can be invoked, and the mind's attention is completely given to the deity. That is known as Samprekshya, as though looking at the tip of the nose meaning so close yet far. The tip of the nose, it is right there on our face, yet it can be objectified. It is far away from us. So that paradox has to be dissolved, because I am none other than that absolute. I am the absolute, but I just do not realize my absolute nature at this point in time. So I utilize Bhagavan as a stepping stone. And when that Bhagavan is utilized as a converging point for my mind to rest upon, and when my mind becomes that, then I can jump on to dissolving the identity of this mind as an individuality into the absolute that it is. Not even totality, it alone is. This is the process over here. And Bhagavan over here is telling us body kept erect. Very important, because the instrument of the body is utilized. Just like the cell phone tower is straight and it goes out, up, above the skyline around, and it is kept erect and it doesn't waver around. In the same way, the body is a great antennae, and it has to be held erect. Any movement would make the internal equipment move. And the internal equipment is none other than this mind right over here. And it is this software which has to make the connection with the higher. So over here it is said, achalam, unmoving, straight. And over here it is said, sthiraha, two, unmoving and sthiraha, so that it is also not yo-yoing back and forth like a pendulum, because that also can introduce distraction to the mind. And not only that, dishascha navalokayan, and not looking around anywhere to see what is going on, because the energy of the mind will be dissipated. That's all. So that is where we left off, and we see the next shloka, shloka number 14. Continuing, prashantatma vigatabhihi brahmachari vrate stiraha manasamyamya machittaha yukta asita matparaha. Bhagavan is saying, prashantatma vigatabhihi. Over here, Prashant Atma. Atma is qualified by Prashant. And what is the Atma over here? It is not the Jivatma, it is not the Paramatma, it is none other than the Jivatma, the equipment of the Jivatma, the mind with which the Jiva has to metamorphose and dissolve itself into the absolute. So it is not the absolute, it is not the body, it is the mind. So this mind, prashant, prakarshena shant. Shant is quiet. Prashant, incredibly quiet, tranquil. That means we've gone through chapters 3, 4, and 5, the worries of the world, the worries of the situations, the worries of the objects, the worries of people around us. Nothing comes to disturb us. Just because the stock market ended badly on Friday, now the meditation, oh, what is going to happen to a 401k or the investments or whatnot? Oh, let it do whatever it needs to do. Umpteen things are there to disturb us. We have understood the whole thing is a play. The whole thing is a play of Maya. Why am I perturbed? The child is good today, the child is unwell tomorrow. I will do my best, that's all. But right now, it is my time. And it is my time to yoke to the higher. This understanding keeps the mind wherever it is. This is not a product of just one day, huh? It takes practice over years to come to the seat of meditation, and where we are not perturbed by any situations at work, at home, any people at work, at home. We are quiet. This is a qualification of the meditator, Prashanta Atma. Vigata bhihi, the person has absolutely no fears. There's a fear. What will happen to me at the end of meditation? Am I going to wake up? What is going to happen? What kind of person am I going to be? What if I just perish? People have all these fears. So this fear, vigata bhihi, meaning absolute faith in the process of meditation, is what is implied over here. Absolute faith in the process which has been given and delivered to us by Bhagavan and our Shastra and Guru Parampara. It is called, it is time tested. That's why it is called Sampradaya, Advaita Sampradaya, a lineage of non-dual masters who have practiced, reached, taught, and given it in this manner. This understanding removes the fear in us and instills in us great amount of faith. This is called Vigata Bhihi. Very simple, devoid of fear. But what actually over here is faith. Wherever faith is, there is no fear. Okay, so Brahmachari Vrate Stiraha, meaning the mind is not indulging in any other thoughts. Typically, this idea of celibacy is a monk taking a vow of celibacy for life and not marrying and things like that. This is none other than the mind which is not copulating with any other thought pattern. That is called Brahmachari Vrata. The mind has now accepted, like a Pativrata Nari described in our Shastra as Vasishtha and Arundhati, shown during the marriage ceremony, that the two-star system which revolves around each other. This Brahmachari Vrata is the Jiva revolving and having accepted Paramatma, and just this Paramatma and Jiva's dance in Savikalpaka Samadhi is Brahmachari Vrata. Now the mind is not tempted by any other thoughts. This is what is meant by Brahmachari Vrata. It's not just physical at the level of the body. Many people have, even householders, live a life of Brahmachari. But in meditation, can we live a life of Brahmachari? This is Brahmachari Vrata, is mind showing its faithfulness to the higher. That is Brahmachari Vrata. Mere to Giridhar Gopal dusaro na koi. When Miraji says that, that's called Brahmachari Vrata. Brahmachari Vrate sthitaha, sthitaha, situated in it, seated in it. Brahmachari Vrate sthitaha. Manasamyamya machittaha, and manaha samyamya, mind completely subdued, completely in the control. Manasamyamya machittaha, mat. Over here, Bhagavan is referring to me. You can see that capital M-E, capital me. And then I have put Krishna in this parentheses. So capital me for the absolute, for the one who is going beyond the Saguna, Nirguna Upasana. But the one who is Saguna, me, Krishna, the Lord of the universe. So you can take, and if your Ishta Devata is not Krishna, you can substitute whoever you want. Whichever deity works, you can substitute, and you can just sit in front of that Bhagavan and surrender that mind and dissolve that mind and dissolve the individuality. Brahmachari Vrate Stiraha Manasamyamya Machittaha, mind firmly under control, delivered to Krishna, delivered to me, the Lord, the absolute being over here. So whichever way you want to take it, Saguna, Nirguna, whichever. And then Machittaha Yukta Asita Matparaha. Yukta Asita, completely integrated body, mind, and intellect. The body also is held in one position. The body, the equipment of body is surrendered to one posture. The equipment of mind is surrendered to one thought pattern. And the equipment of intellect has completely accepted this journey, and it stays with it. Supplying the knowledge in Saguna Upasana oh, it is my Krishna. And the intellect, the minute the mind slips from Krishna, the intellect supplies a story of Krishna, the one who was born in a dark jail cell, the one on a flooded midnight of Yamuna was taken in a basket by none other than Vasudeva, the one who arrived in Gokula. So the intellect which supplies the right amount of information to keep the mind centered on Krishna. The stories of Krishna, the intellect extracts this information from Bhagavatam and keeps the mind focused on Krishna. Is over here known as Yukta Asita Matparaha. Sitting in this Matparaha, Madeva Paramam, I alone am this absolute. So the entire body, mind and intellect, Yuktaha, is what is referred to as the yogi who is completely united. In that BMI chart, the entire equipment over here is completely offered to this entire prakriya of meditation. Continuing the next shloka, shloka number 15. Yunjanevam sadatmanam yogi niyatamanasah shantim nirvana parama mat samsthamadhigacchati. So yunjanevam sadatmanam. So sada atmanam madeva yunjam. Continuously uniting this mind, yunjan, uniting, practicing. Over here it is like practicing, but uniting. Evam, as mentioned in the last shloka, as mentioned earlier, sada, continuously in the seat of meditation, not even for a moment, mind should lose its attention over here. Sada, continuously, atmanam, this body, mind, intellect, continuously uniting, especially mind, delivering its single pointed awareness, attention to Bhagavan and Bhagavan alone, and the awareness of the intellect, the Sukshma Buddhi and the Tikshna Buddhi. The Sukshma Buddhi understands the position of the physical body and corrects it. The minute it slouches, the intellect sends information and self-corrects the body. The intellect detects the mind slipping from it and provides the right type of fuel, immediately bringing another story of Bhagavatam, the Jalakrida, Jalakamala Chandi Jane Bala, this little boy jumping into the Yamuna and holding the tail of Kalia and dancing on the hood. And again, the mind is delivered to Krishna. In this way, over here, this is very, very important. The entire body is kept aligned. Mind is kept in one thought process of Bhagavan. And the intellect is aware of the body's position, the mind's position, and it is ever alert. So Gurudev used to call it quiet, alert, and vigilant. He always used these three words. If you watch his Bhagavad Gita or Upanishads or Viveka Chudamani, Gurudev always used to use quiet, alert, and vigilant. Quiet with respect to the entire body being in one position. Alert, mind is kept alert, awake, and surrendered to Bhagavan. Vigilant, the intellect's Sukshma Buddhi and Tikshna Buddhi. Sukshma is very subtle. It will pick up on the subtleties of the physical body and the subtle body of the mind, because the intellect is even subtler than the mind, and it can detect the change. All that quiet, alert, and vigilant is what Gurudev used to say, niyata manasaha. Niyata manasaha, mind, completely regulated. Shantim nirvana paramam. And what happens over here in this particular shloka, it is the fruit of meditation is mentioned in the second line. And what does one attain from meditation? You know, there are several questions. What is meditation? How is meditation done? Who is the meditator? Who is meditated upon? And what are the benefits of meditation? Every single one of these Bhagavan answers. What is meditation? Meditation, uniting with the highest, absolute. Who is the meditator? The meditator is yogi. Which yogi? Karma yogi, the one who has gone through 3rd chapter, 4th chapter, and the 5th chapter. The one who has integrated the mind is the meditator. And who is meditated upon? Bhagavan talked about it, mat para, upon me. Who is me? As Saguna Upasana, it could be any one of the deities. And as Nirguna Upasana, absolute. What is the purpose of this meditation? Why would somebody sit down and go through this process? What do I gain from meditation? What is the fruit of meditation? After chanting the whole Vishnu Sahasranamam, there are 25 shlokas known as Phala Shruti. What do I gain out of chanting Vishnu Sahasranam? It's all enumerated over there. So then what is the phala of dhyan? This is what Bhagavan is now saying. Shantim nirvana paramam. Look at all the adjectives Bhagavan is qualifying with. Matsam stham adhigacchati. Not just shantim, but paramam nirvana shantim gacchati. A person attains absolute peace beyond all types of material peace that one can attain. Imagine the joy and the peace of your child graduating from high school. The joy and peace of the child graduating from college. The joy and peace the child finds a very good life partner, spouse, and a nice marriage, nice job. They are settled. and the joy of a parent in being successful at rearing children. There are no quantifiable words to measure that joy and peace when you see the next generation is completely settled and doing well. Bhagavan is saying greater than that joy is the joy of meditation, and that is Nirvana Paramam. Beyond all types of material joys is this absolute joy. Matsanstam, when person enters the domain, the kingdom of the higher, adhigachati, when this person attains the realm of samadhi. So the fruit is samadhi, but this samadhi comes with joy, whether you like it or not. Guruji used to laugh and said, if you just want Bhagavan, but you don't want joy, then please don't meditate, because this joy will come. Because Guruji says, कई लोग को अपने चुन्नू मुन्नू के साथ रोना अच्छा लगता है, तो फिर क्या करें? Some people like to enjoy crying with the children. Then, so over here, Shantim Nirvana Paramam Mat Samstam Adhigachati. The joy of uniting with Lord Rama in meditation. We will taste the joy of Tulsidas Ji Maharaj when we meet Lord Rama in our meditation. The joy of meeting Krishna in meditation. What to talk? The joy of Meera. The joy of Devaki Vasudev is what Bhagavan is talking about here. So, the number one gain of meditation is peace. Shanti is what is attained in meditation. Absolute peace. Peace is what one attains. Continuing with our shlokas, shloka number 16. So, now, how Bhagavan has described the fruit of meditation. So, what is meditation? Who is the meditator? How to meditate? What is the purpose of meditation? What is the object of meditation? How does a yogi live to sustain meditation? In case meditation is not happening, what changes do I need to make to help facilitate meditation? That is now what Bhagavan is describing in shloka number 16 and 17. He takes a little detour, but there is a purpose behind it. In case if somebody cannot meditate, now Bhagavan comes over here. Natyashnatastu yogosti न चैकान्तमनश्नतः न चास्ति स्वप्नशीलस्य जाग्रतो नैव चार्जुन. So, in case if we find that we cannot meditate, now Bhagavan is giving us pointers as to how we can improve our meditation. So what is Bhagavan saying? Na ati ashnataha. Na ati ashnataha. The one who eats too much, na. The one who eats too much, they cannot meditate. Now, eating over here is, please don't think of eating as just physical eating. Eating is called consumption, but we consume with our ears, we consume with our eyes, we consume with our mouth. The five senses of perception consumes the world. So, you know, when we are talking, we are consuming with ears in conversation. લોકો એકબીજાની એટલી બધી ચાડીઓ કરતા હોય, પંચાત, આખા જગતની પંચાત. I don't know how to translate this. When people meet, they're always talking about others and talking about what others are doing. And this type of information, it pollutes the inner tranquility. That is called consumption by ears. Panchat. Another consumption of ears is music or words which are not conducive. That is also consumption of ears. Now, eyes. Watching movies. That's consumption of eyes. Seeing things. Seeing things which are not appropriate for the spiritual growth of a jiva. That is also consumption of eyes. And the biggest consumption is mouth. Even after eating dinner, there is still prasanna naivedyam. You know, it sounds very nice, but dessert is called prasanna naivedyam. It makes us happy. And we eat that. So, what Bhagavan is saying, the one who eats too much, meditation will not happen. Now, the one na ati ashnataha tu yogaha na asti. They will not be able to abide in yoga. Nacha ekanta natya na ati ashnataha yogaha na ashnati na asti. Sorry. Nacha ekanta manaha anashnataha. Not only that, but the one who starves oneself, the one who doesn't eat, abstaining from eating, such a person also will not be able to meditate. So we have to engage in this world. If we are mother, father, if we are an employer, employee, we will have to listen, we will have to see, we will have to eat. everything has to be in moderation. Sometimes you're going to have to lend your shoulders to your own friends, and you will have to listen to what they have to say. And for that, we cannot do much, lend our shoulders, but not get involved in it. Give them the advice that they need. Be there as a pillar to support them. But we don't have to carry their problems into us, you know. So that type of understanding is what is implied over here, that for a person who doesn't consume, who doesn't eat, that also a person cannot meditate. The one who oversleeps 9 hours, 10 hours, what kind of, it is just nothing but alas then. We won't be able to do anything. And for the one who goes to bed really late, but they want to meditate in Brahma Muhurtam, so going to bed at midnight, but waking up at 3:30. Mere 3.5 hours of sleep, they will no doubt wake up in Brahma Muhurtam, but the head is just continuously falling down. What will they meditate upon? So if we deprive ourselves of sleep, if we deprive ourselves of food, if we oversleep, if we overeat, we cannot meditate. So Bhagavan says over here, Arjuna, Jagrate naiva cha Arjuna, even the one who stays up, the one who doesn't rest enough, because after all, the BMI is made up of matter. Body is Pancha Mahabhutas gone through Panchikaranam, grossified. And mind and intellect are also Pancha Mahabhutas, not gone through grossification. It is subtle. Apanchikruta Pancha Mahabhutaihi Janita Sat Karma Janyam, born out of punyas of past lives, and the 5 elements not gone through grossification is the matter of mind and intellect, and that subtle matter of M and I and gross matter of B, it has to be maintained properly, because it is this equipment which we are utilizing to push the jiva into the further extremities of the samadhi of savikalpa and nirvikalpa. Gurudev used to give the example of a pole vaulter, high jump pole vaulter, utilizing a very long bamboo pole, launch it, push themselves up high into the air and onto the other side, and push the bamboo onto the other side without disturbing the limit of the high jump. So the equipment of body, mind, and intellect is like a bamboo pole. If it is cracked, it is not going to work. It will snap into 2 pieces. So that pole vault has to be proper. In the same way, the pole vault of body, mind, and intellect, it has to be proper, is what Bhagavan is saying in this shloka. Yuktahara viharasya yukta cheshtasya karmasu yukta swapnavabodhasya yogo bhavati dukkhaha. So Bhagavan says, yuktahar, the one whose eating, whose consumption is regulated. Yukta meaning appropriate. Yukta Vihar, the one whose recreational is also regulated. It's not like we have to starve ourselves from all types of joys. You want to enjoy some Mexican food, do it. Yuktahar. Whatever you want to do it in moderation. Understand your Prakriti. That is what Bhagavan is saying. Get to know your Prakriti. We have to know our body, know our mind, know our intellect. We have to know our car. After getting a driver's license, how to drive, and upon getting a car, imagine you keep on driving it, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000. You keep on driving 9,000 miles, but no oil change. What will happen to that poor car? The machine will just give up. Every so often, tune-up is required. The BMI is not different. The outside car is made up of steel. This car is made up of 5 elements, that's all. This also has to be taken care of. Every so often, we take it to garage. Every so often, we also have to get blood work done, and a physician has to just check us out, and yearly examination, all those things. And on top of that, we have to know what our body is. Just because your brother keeps on eating broccoli, that doesn't mean you have to keep on eating broccoli. If broccoli doesn't agree with you, if it creates gas, it's dangerous. For some people, broccoli is very good. The pitta prakriti, nothing will happen. A kapha prakriti will eat that, or a vayu prakriti will eat broccoli. Goodyear blimp you will become. So we have to know our prakriti. That's what Bhagavan is saying. Yuktahara viharasya yukta cheshtasya karmasu. Discharge your duties properly. As we age, we have to distribute I am seeing myself. I cannot do all the things I used to be able to do. And it's okay. Somebody has to pick it up. And if it is not done, it's okay. Samay no kaam kare so. Time kala kridati gachati ayu. We have to understand when this vartul of time works around us, there's appropriate things that we do in appropriate age. And it's okay to move on. We have to move on. We have to move on. We cannot hold on to various things. So, yukta cheshtasya karmasu. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. Bhagavan said in the 2nd chapter. Dexterity of action is yoga. And that dexterity changes in the stage, in our various stages in our life. So, yukta karmasu swapnava bodhasya yoga bhavati dukkhaha. The one whose duties are regulated, whose sleeping patterns and waking patterns are regulated, for such a person, easily, dukkha, easily yoga happens. So these two shlokas, Bhagavan just did a little detour for us to understand Bahiranga sadhana, just for us to realign our entire body and the equipment so that we can continue in our sadhana. Now, shloka number 18 all the way to 32. This is the central portion of meditation. This is the crux of what meditation is. The entire chapter, this Dhyan Yoga, Bhagavan describes this. Up to now are all the adjustments and this and that. Now comes the description of what meditation is. Swarupa of meditation. Dhyanasya Swarupam. What is the nature of meditation? The meditator meditating on the meditated. Now this process, what is this process? How is the meditator going to align with the meditated and the process of union? Bhagavan will take up this topic. This is what this chapter is for. Yada viniyatam chittam atmanyevavatishthate nispruha sarvakamebhyah yukta ityuchyate tada. So now this meditator, who is this meditator? Whole prakriya of meditation is coming together, and Bhagavan starts with this meditator. We will take this from next week onwards. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.